All right, friends, welcome back to the Cluttered Bench. I wanted to do a couple of reviews here. Now, we got two compressors for HPA guns here in front of me. They're both NDC YJG. This guy here is a cheaper model. Yes, he suffered a little crash. It's not a big deal. It didn't damage the pump. Long story, but this particular one, this is the cheaper model. It comes with a switch mode power supply, and you just kind of zip tie it to the side or something, or hanging off the side. Well, I will tell you, that switch mode power supply just doesn't work well. Mine got hot and ended up getting smoked, so I hooked it up to a battery, and I have a charger, and of course a little Astron power supply over there, whatever it takes. But when you really put it to the test, that's what ends up happening, you know. When you're running a 12-volt battery, these connectors are really chintzy. And so this little cheap model here, he'll do 4,500 psi, but it's not really the one you want. It's manual. It doesn't shut off automatically. You have to babysit it. This is temperature up here. It'll read your temperature of your compressor. And one is the fan and one's the compressor on, and then your pressure gauge right here. Don't buy one of these. That's all I'm saying. Don't buy one of these. They're just a chintzy piece of garbage. I'll keep that as a backup. This guy right here, this is what you want if you can get it. I don't know if you can get these in Europe or not, but this is an NDC YJG. And it's got the same thing, temperature probe. Here's your pressure gauge, and it's got a setting on the pressure gauge to where you can dial it in and it'll auto shut off. Comes also with a filter and a hose. This hose has an adapter, so buy you a male and a female. That way when you start putting your SCBA tanks in, and you start getting your SCBA tank adapters, they'll come with a hose, and you can marry these in, and you don't have to worry about swapping out your hoses or changing things around. You just plug it into that little union right there, and you're good to go. Go to town with it. So this is a really good piece of equipment. It's got a built-in power supply. It's got a little filter right here, as well as this guy. And then right here, you've got your pressure release. I don't really use this one. I use the one on the SCBA adapter. This has got dual mode. It's 110, 220. I'm not going to say that it'll do 220, 50 hertz. It does 60 hertz, but there's no real rating on it. So I don't know if this power supply will work on both or not. It comes with a US 110 volt plug. You've got a 12 volt plug in there. And then you've got your on off right here. And then on the bottom there's a fan. You can shut the fan off. But they say this thermometer is reading, it reads Celsius. So if it's showing you like 45 degrees Celsius, leave that fan running when you shut it off. You just hit the button here, or you let it shut itself off here. But let that fan run. When the fan, when the temperature gets down to about 30 degrees Celsius, somewhere between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius, even up maybe 33 degrees, you can go ahead and shut the fan off. But if that's like 40 degrees Celsius, do not turn the fan off. Let that thing run. Let it cool that compressor down. And these guys here, see, there's your plug for your 12 volts. That's what plugs into the back. To be honest with you, this thing, it's such a heavy load when you get up closer to 4,500 psi. If you're pumping up a bottle, do not use these. Only use these if you're going to pump up your gun, and your gun only. Just the small bottles, because if you get into an SCBA bottle or a scuba bottle, you're going to be getting those leads really hot, and you're going to have a failure here, a failure here, a failure here, or a failure here. Take your pick, because somebody's going to die. But this thing does work great. I pump my SCBA tanks up with it. It's about $200 on Amazon, but I've had people in the UK say that they can't get them. They're not available over there. I don't really have a data plate on this thing. So, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure where it comes from. China, I'm fairly certain. Why it's not available in UK, I don't know. But I got mine off of Amazon. And like I said, US plug, but it is a 110 220 power supply. So I suppose it's worth trying if you're in Europe and you can get a hold of one. Would be trying on a 50 hertz commercial power system, 220 volts with an adapter on the plug. I'd try it. I'd try it for sure. But yeah, she works like a champ. I love it. It takes a long time now. You know, it's not one of those high speed jobs like they got at the scuba shop. But this guy, it takes, depending on what you got. If you got an empty SCBA tank, it's going to take a number of hours to pump it up. So I usually do them in stages. You know, I'll pump that SCBA tank up to 1500, then I'll go up to 3500, and then I'll push him up to 4000 psi. I usually don't run 4500. I'll run a little lower. I don't want to blow any seals in the guns. So I just wanted to give you a heads up, a little review on your compressors, and I wanted to also give you a heads up if you watched my video on that Sidewinder. I was wrong. I don't think it's a 4. I think we're using the 3, the 2.5, and then the... No, I was right. It's the 4, 2.5, and 2. Yeah, no shit, because it starts out at 1.5. So scratch that. Never mind. It's fine. I didn't fuck it up. So anyway, yeah, if you buy one of these, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And yeah, at the price of $200, depending, you know, given what you've already got invested in your HPA rifle, I'm going to say that this is going to be a very comfortable amount to spend. But these companies, they will sell the same fucking compressor to you, just a different color, right? They won't have the label on there. It'll be a black box, so the housing will be black, everything else will be identical, and it's a $400 pump. So yeah, that black paint, I guess, is worth another $200. So if you can get one of these, grab one. I'm going to highly recommend it. If anybody else has any reviews, if you have any comments on it, good, bad, or indifferent, leave them down in the comment section, because I'm curious, you know, if anybody's had any failures on them. And like I say, this is a no frills review. We're not getting sponsored by anybody, and there's no BS involved. We're just going to give you the lowdown truth, and no sugarcoating anything. Good luck with it. Enjoy your hunts and enjoy your HPA.